Okay, everyone, my name is Trevor, and first I did want to congratulate everyone for making it this far. I'm pretty astonished with how far we've come in the past few months, and it's pretty wild to look back at. I would say, was it April, I think, when I first found Lambda and I got laid off from a job that gave me the opportunity, I'll call it, to begin this amazing journey. So I want to give my 5-minute talk about the power we have as data scientists. I'm part of cohort DS17, holding strong all the way through. And naturally, when we talk about power and responsibility, Spider-Man comes up, and with great power comes great responsibility. So speaking of going back in time, what was data science to me before now? A black box. And yes, I use that as a pun because as we learn about data science, we reference the principles of machine learning like a black box. So the initiated may call data science a black box, and then the uninitiated will call data science a black box, which I think is entertaining. We have inputs that go into it, and we have something that comes out of it. But I like to think back to what I thought artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, and the whole curriculum was before now. And now it's still a bit of a black box, just I know how to Google about that black box appropriately, I'll say. So during my time during labs, so don't read the tweet yet, but during my time in labs, there was some back and forth with going about our responsibilities as a data scientist. And Ryan actually tweeted this, and Ryan was my Unit 1 instructor. He tweeted this right along our last week. It says, don't tell people to believe science when what you really mean is trust experts. Science is a process. It makes no claims. It moves forward only when we question what we think we know. I'll definitely say he didn't make this tweet regarding my labs project. It was probably closer to the current climate of the world. But being up to my eyeballs in work for the nonprofit organization Bridges to Prosperity, I kind of thought it lent to some of the struggles we were having and what we were going through. So where I want to go with that is the phrase science is a process. So science is a process is something that is huge for me because our title is a data scientist. And a scientist is someone who conducts scientific research to advance knowledge in an area of interest. So if we're data scientists, we utilize data and we advance our knowledge in an area of research utilizing that data. So when you're looking at the example of our Bridges to Prosperity project, we had data from a fantastic organization, and we were using our skills as data scientists to advance our knowledge in that area and then lend that knowledge to the organization. So how does a data scientist differ from, I'll call it a classic lab scientist, right? Beakers, potions, oh no, can't call it potions, chemicals, mixing things, goggles, white trench coats. Obviously, I haven't seen anybody in more than a t-shirt in my labs cohort, but how do we differ from them? I would say two different things. The medium in which we use, obviously data, lots of it, and the tools we utilize. So what are those tools? Those tools are exploratory data analysis, statistical test, feature engineering, and then machine learning, right? And I put them in that specific order because that order is in reference to the process of science, right? What we're trying to do during this process of science is learn more or advance our knowledge in the area of interest. And I believe maintaining the process in which we learn about those things true. So my kind of final point and my final thought is a really poor joke on the Python programming language. Data plus machine learning does not equal data scientist. Right? I think moving through a curriculum so fast and so aggressively like we have is admirable. It's a huge commitment, as well as it is hard to see the bigger picture. And so the bigger picture to me is this: stick to the basics. And when you feel you've mastered them, it's time to start all over again, begin anew, again with the basics, this time paying closer attention, which is a little scary because I love deep learning. I love neural networks, and that's something that I see myself going into head first in the future. But I know without a foundation in the basics, I will never succeed in those extremely high level avenues. So I like to think of it as the wider the base, the taller the pyramid. And I encourage everyone here and moving forward in the future to always revisit the basics, because when it comes down to it, that is going to be what we start with as I won't say the dirty word of junior data scientists or junior developers, because by no means did the things we did in our experience junior level, but you may gain that title when you're going into your new job. But remember that the wider the foundation, the taller the pyramid, and thus I think can lead us to a much happier and more fulfilling journey on our way. So I appreciate everyone's time and checking out my quick lightning talk, and congratulations. And I'm sure I'll see all your faces in the job search channel soon. Thank you.
Trevor, fantastic presentation. This is Ryan. Thank you for reminding us of the big picture, and that this journey, you can be proud of how far you've all come, data science and web, but it's just the start, right? You reminded me of there's a line in the TV show *Halt and Catch Fire* about early computing, where they say computers aren't the thing; they're the thing that gets us to the thing, right? And that's what I took away from your talk. Whether you're a web developer or data scientist, right? And that's what employers are looking for. You share that same message with an employer, they're going to want to hire you, Trevor, because they're not paying somebody to play all day with Python or with React or whatever, right? They're hiring you to solve problems for their business and their customers. So if you maintain that attitude, that how you'll use your power and the responsibility, it will carry you far in your career. And I'm grateful to you, Trevor, for your suggestion in week 1 of Labs, where you just said, hey, can we get a meeting together of all the Bridges to Prosperity teams? Because it seems like we have some common concerns. And that's going to actually be our process going forward, Labs 30 and beyond, is having these product-wide meetings. And it started with your suggestion. So you've made your mark. And I would encourage everyone on this call, when you're hired, don't be afraid to bring forward your suggestions. You're not just a junior engineer, you're professionals. You're going to be paid like that. And you were hired for your opinions, for your intelligence. And it's going to be an exciting, beautiful thing to see. So thank you, Trevor, and to everybody for sharing your thoughts here.
Yep, I'll echo that same sentiment. Trevor, what a wonderful message to lean on. And I just want to reemphasize that visual of the wider the base of the pyramid, the taller up it can go. Yeah, the foundations, never skimp on the foundations. Because that's why you are you have a profitable skill set, right? It's because of those things, but it's the ideas behind those foundations that are going to really widen that base. So great presentation overall. I love it, and I would definitely be hanging on the edge of my seat if this were like a tech meetup or something, and I was there meeting you for the first time. So well done, Trevor. Frank, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, well, so during office hours, we talked about the potential or the need for data science to kind of have its own Hippocratic oath. I know there are some ethics standards out there. There's some high level talk about that. But yeah, your talk just kind of reminds me about the need for that to be more of an explicit effort. I mean, not just to have an actual oath, but to make sure that the professionals that get trained in data science know how to wield it responsibly. So yeah, I think if you can walk away from Labs with an appreciation for that, then that's basically the pinnacle of what we could hope to achieve. So yeah, well done. Thank you.